Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Redux What Ifs, and today I'm bringing y'all a motherfucking banger, bro. A fucking banger, bro. I don't think nobody ever done this. By the time y'all hearing this one, I already would put Gojo Jobless Reincarnation up, so y'all could go fuck with that video and check that shit out. Run that shit up, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how y'all fucking with the story and that what if so far. And another thing, after I post this, I'll probably be doing another, a Hyundai XDXD part 2. I didn't forget about that, or I didn't forget about Maury. I just been busy with some Christmas stuff since I'm, kind of home, and it's kind of hard to do videos when you got your little sister running in your room every 5 seconds because she missed her big brother. But, yeah, man, like, I'm here for y'all, man. I'm finna give y'all a little Christmas treat, man. So, yeah, I just hope y'all enjoy this What If. And without any further ado, I'm bringing y'all What If Sukuna was in Young Justice? What if Sukuna was in Young Justice? Yes, we finna make him a good guy. Now, without any further ado, let's get into this What If.
Bang, rock ain't fall. I miss it all wrong. Been in touch your toes. Working like a pro. Chill like a leader. No, you're on the go.
Now, we already know where we gonna start this shit off, man. We start this shit off where basically we're in a JJK universe, right? We in a JJK universe, and we see him and Gojo fighting, and Sukuna beats Gojo, but Yuji was able to beat Sukuna, and Sukuna had a realization. It's like, there's now that he's on to the next, there's no way he's getting out of this one, and some shit like that, right? So he moves on to the afterlife, and he's basically in a purgatory, I guess, or wherever cursed spirits go. He moved on, and then that's where the white beam of truth strikes him and brings him into the DC universe. Now, he gets pulled in, and he meets an unexpected person. A dark, emanating figure just looks at him with a disapproving nod, as like he shakes his head in disapproval. He was like, Ryomen Sukuna, the quote-unquote king of curses, may I presume. And Sukuna was like, yeah, who's inquiring about me? He was like, I am. The Spectre has judged you, and you deserve 1,000 deaths and 1,000 divine punishments, but I will make an exception, because on behalf of the outer gods and the presence, you will be given a second chance. He was like, what would I need a second chance for? Come down here. I'm not scared of your big bravado. You could be big all you want, but there's nothing I can't cut down. And he tried to use his curse technique, dismantle, but it didn't work, as the Spectre was like, you do not want to play this type of game with me. And so Sukuna was like, what can you do? And then the Spectre literally just raised his hand, and he kept erasing him from existence. Like, he kept erasing him, and then the Spectre showed him every single outcome that was possible. And all outcomes lead to Sukuna getting utterly defeated, bro. Like, come on, bro. The Spectre is like partially of the presence in DC. He's not beating the Spectre. But after Sukuna kept getting tired of dying over and over and over and over and over again, y'all get the gist. That's when the presence come and says, enough. I think he gets the point. The presence walk up, he's small. He has his little tuxedo on with the top hat. And then he looked at Sukuna's life. And I'm going to give Sukuna more of an in-depth story, I'm not gonna, I'm gonna change some things. So I hope y'all fuck with this version of Sukuna. And the president said that, he had a hard life and he understood why he became a cursed spirit, but he understand why he became that way. But at the same time, you should find the more joyous things in life. He was like, learn how to care for people, how to protect. He said, maybe even start a family. And Sukuna laughed. He was like, I'm not doing that. He was like, you don't have a choice. He was like, I won't control how you do things. But in this, we're going to give you a different predicament, okay? I'm going to help you. He was like, redeem yourself. He was like, what is it? Well, he said, what's better than to overcome your evil nature through great efforts? So what do you want to do, Sukuna? And then that's when Sukuna was like, I guess I'll take your offer. Oh, man. And that's when he was like, good. Now, he was like, now, for the terms and conditions, you will keep your powers. I will give you a little bit extra juice. And then that's when Sukuna was like, what do you mean by extra juice? He was like, you'll figure it out in time. And I hope you are ready. He was like, I will give you things that will help you in your new life, but you have to be willing to change for the better, not just because I said so, because you want to. And you won't remember this conversation either, but you will remember some things about your abilities. So, without any further ado, enjoy your new life, Sukuna. And then that's when the presence takes his umbrella, taps the ground, and everything the dimension starts cracking and shattering. And that's when Sukuna was like, wait, right? And then we fade to black. Now, he wakes up and he's aware, but he doesn't know. He wakes up, and how I'm going to do it is that Sukuna is raised by Kent Nelson from Young Justice, aka Dr. Fate, right? So he's raised by Dr. Fate, basically. And so he, not Dr. Fate, but Kent Nelson, he doesn't know that he's Dr. Fate yet. And so, Kent Nelson, along with, I think his name is Martha. I think his wife's name was Martha in the Young Justice universe. Kent Nelson's wife. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, so she couldn't conceive, but let's just say the presence came to Dr. Fate himself and told him to take care of him like he was your own. And basically that's what happened. Martha and Kent were raising him. Although he did exhibit some magical powers, Kent taught him how to control it, how to train and control it, right? And so with that being said, we're gonna the only thing that was keeping Sukuna of being somewhat not evil and not giving into his evil nature is that Martha, his mom that he sees her as his mom, and then the lessons that he and her and Kent instilled in him, try to be good, because Kent already knows this. Kent Nelson already knows, that he already knows that how Sukuna is, because the presence told him. And so, the Kent just tries his best with him, and he does a good job, just trying his best with him. Excuse me, I had to burp, but yeah, he just tries his best with them overall. And so, let's just say he gets introduced. He sees the Young Justice team, and let's just say he sees them while he's 14 going on 15, right? So it was his birthday. We're going to time skip to his birthday. We're going to say it's we're gonna say it's July 3rd, right? His birthday is gonna be July 3rd. We're probably never gonna remember that anyway, cause yeah, that's probably just how it is. But yeah, it's July 3rd, and you know, it's July 3rd, and it happened. It so seems to happen that Martha passes away, and Kent took it hard, but Sukuna took it the hardest as he started lashing out more because of what happened between what happened, how he thought that, he knew that Martha was getting old, but he didn't expect her to pass away so suddenly. And so yeah, Sukuna's just trying to deal with that in his own way. So he's really just holding the pain back. Like, he's just holding the anger, the sadness, and the pain back. But he still finds a way to be respectful he still finds a way to be more like respectful to Kent, and sometimes he does lash out in anger towards Kent, but overall he still finds a way to be respectful to him. And so with that being said, let's just say tomorrow was Independence Day, aka episode 1 on episode 1 of Young Justice. Everybody gets introduced. They say, Kid Flash, Aqualad, motherfucking Speedy, and Robin says that today's the day where they be, where they're basically in the where they basically go to the Hall of Justice and have their own Justice League team. And then as everything pretty much goes to canon in that, which Speedy says that he doesn't want to be a part of the Junior Justice League, basically because they were holding out on him, and then Speedy basically told everybody that they have a watchtower in space and that they're not going there. And then that's when he storms out and Green Arrow comes after him, and then that's when Dr. Fate and Sukuna pulled up with Kent Nelson taking off the helmet. He was like, Batman, how you doing? Superman, how you doing? And so they're basically, Batman was like, what brings this visit along, Kent? I thought you would be in a different dimension doing magical things. He was like, well, yeah, I was doing magical things, but I have somebody that I want to introduce you to, man. He said, I have somebody I want to introduce you to. He said, this here is my grandson. This is my grandson, Sukuna. And then Batman was like, how come I never knew? He said, how come I never knew you had a child or a grandson at that, Kent? And then that's when Kent was like, see, that's the thing about being a magician. That's the thing about being a magician, Batman. A magician never reveals their greatest secrets. And then that's when he gave like a joking wink at him, and he was like, so I see that Speedy walked out. Is there any room for him to have here then? Since I just seen a slot open up. He was like, if it's okay with you, Batman, but if not, I'll just ask Superman, and then I'll ask Wonder Woman, and then it could be like a majority rules or a straight yes from you. And then Batman was like, I don't see why not. He was like, I'm interested to learn more about him. And he said, and the team can't be complete without somebody, so I can't understand that. And so that's when Batman welcomed Sukuna to the team. Now, for what Sukuna is dripped out in. So basically, Sukuna is wearing let's say he's wearing some black joggers, right? Some black joggers, and he has no shoes on, bro. Like, he doesn't like shoes at all. Like, he wears them, but sometimes when he goes on missions with Kent, he ends up getting his shoes blown off, bro. Like, it just happens. So he just tries not to ruin his shoes, or when he does have shoes and they're his favorite shoes, he doesn't want to ruin them. So he's wearing some black joggers, you know what I'm saying, with with the zippable jacket that he keeps open with no shirt on. So he just, bro, like, he chilling, bro. He chilling. He would usually just wear like a tank top or no shirt at all, but he decided to be more presentable, and he was like, "My name is Sukuna, and I hope you guys don't mind working with me." He was like, and then that's when Aqualad said, "Welcome to the team," along with Kid Flash and Robin and basically everybody just basically everybody just basically everybody just introducing themselves, right? And so after that, we come to they get introduced around the hall, and then that's when they really start to get to know each other. And they notice that Sukuna is a bit more reserved, and he's a bit more reserved and, you know, like a brooding type thing. But, you know, once you understand the tragic, like he's like fighting his evil nature. So he's like, you know, in the midst right now. He just lost his mom, and, you know, even though he called her an old woman, like the last breath she took, he called her mom, and he was like, you know, he is still like haunts him or something like that. So we're just gonna keep it at that. So after that, he's in his head. Wally comes up and he touches him on the shoulder, and then that's when Sukuna was like, "Don't touch me," and he just like jerked his shoulder back at us. He was like, what is it? And then Wally was like, "Calm down, man. You don't have to get all super." He's like, "You don't have to get all Joker on us, man." He was like, "I just wanted to know, like, what's your name, you know? What are your powers? Like, we never met you, and you know, I think it's kind of cool if we know what your powers are." He was like, "My powers, huh?" He was like, "Is there any holograms that we could do?" He was like, and then Aqualad was like, "I'm sure there's something here." He was like, and then he talked to the computer, and the computer accessed like a training hologram, and he was like, "My powers are called cursed energy. Well, it's based off of cursed energy, which I call them cursed techniques." And he was like, "Cursed energy? How does that work?" He said, "Cursed energy derives from negative emotions that I channel around me to make energy like this." And then that's when his hands get like a darkish blue, and then it turns red. And he was like, "This right here is cursed energy. And this is what happens when I put more cursed energy like this." And so it starts turning like a darkish bluish to like a reddish, like a red outline with black everywhere. So it looks like a black flash, but it's really not a black flash. But we'll get to that soon too. And so after he said that, he was like, and the more negative emotions that you put into it, the stronger you fortify your body and the more attacks that you get. But there is a saying that if you multiply both of them together, then you create positive energy, which could theoretically heal myself. That it could theoretically basically heal him and, like, you know, regenerate lost limbs if he was ever to, you know, if he was ever to get his arm cut off or a leg cut off. But he hasn't mastered it because he has to know the true essence of cursed energy. And, you know, he said that old fart Kent always said that once I understand the true essence of cursed energy, it will be my greatest strength, but also the biggest curse I could ever bear. I don't know what he means by that. I'm not going to listen to that old fart. I'm going to find a way to get it my own. And so after that, he said, along to my abilities, right? So I have this one ability called Dismantle. And he was like, and then Wally was like, "Dismantle? So, like, you just dismantle things?" He was like, "Yes, but not in the way that you think." And then he swiped his finger in the diagonal line, and it cut through the dummy, and it made a deep slash on a, like, cement wall. And he was like, "That's what my cursed technique is. It's called Dismantle." He said, "Any way I swing my finger with the intent to dismantle it, it will cut." he was like, now cleave is a more powerful version of dismantle. And what cleave does is I could use it at a certain range, but if I touch you and use cleave, it cuts you, it matches your durability, so I could cut through it. He said these abilities are more villainous than hero. It's more of a villain ability than a hero ability. So his abilities are used to kill, and he doesn't see how he can use his abilities to an extent where it seems like he's a hero. He was like, and another technique that I'm working on, he said I could enhance my attacks. I have all the above, super quick reflexes. There's plenty of things I could do, but I don't want to show my hidden hand unless I need to. So that's all you need to know about me. All right. And so that's when Robin comes back in saying that he hacked into the Cadmus database, and they're off on their first secret mission, right? So after that they go to the Cadmus lab, right? And they basically storm that shit. They don't storm it, everything goes to pretty much canon, how they just sneak in there undetected and unknowingly, right? And so they just go in, they sneak in. They go to the bottom floor, which Robin basically already knew they had a bottom floor. And so after they got to the bottom floor, they see a Superman clone, right? And that Superman clone is Project KR, also known as Superboy. And Robin, being the person that they is, and they all being a good person that they are, they set him free, and Aqualad said, "You're free now." And then that's when Superboy, got angry and just started going crazy, right? He started punching shit and started going crazy, right? And so Aqualad and Superboy got in a heated hand-to-hand combat with with Aqualad putting Superboy in a full Nelson, but Superboy jumped up to the roof and then hit Aqualad on the roof, and then he threw him away, which Wally started, speed punching him and just speed punching him, blitz, basically trying to speed blitz him with punches. But Superboy caught him, and then he put him through the fucking basically he put him through the control module and just grabbed him, choke slammed him through it, and then fucking threw him. And then that's when Robin tried to do something, but Superboy basically broke his staff, and then gave Robin a good let's just say he grabbed Robin by his cape and then threw him into the wall, right? And so all he was left with, Sukuna was just standing there oh, so it's just me and you now, huh? And then that's when Superboy lunged at him with great speed, and then that's when Sukuna was like, you're faster than I thought you would be. And then that's when he sidestepped, as everything looks in slow motion for Sukuna. But then Connor adjusted his angle and then lunged back at fucking Sukuna, and Sukuna stopped his fist, but he started notice he's getting pushed back, as he was like, my strength, he has greater strength than me. And then that's when he gets pushed back, and then that's when Sukuna does he catches himself, and he was like, okay, let's see what you can handle then. And then he gets in his fighting style, and so he was like bring it. And so that's when Superboy lunged with these haymakers, just left, right, and Sukuna's dodging and weaving, slipping the punches. And then that's when Sukuna gave him a punch in the liver, and then Superboy faltered a little bit, but he was still going. And then that's when Sukuna gave him a divergent fist to to the chest, which basically, if y'all know, it's a 2 times hit. It's basically a 2 times counter hit. And so he gave him a divergent fist, and then he flew back, but Sukuna wasn't gonna let him breathe. And then that's when Sukuna comes down with like a double, like he grabbed it, put his hands together. He did the classic Dragon Ball Z smash. You already know what that is, where you put your hands up and then you just bring that shit down with the most malice intent to fuck your opponent up. You already know what I'm talking about. And then that's when Sukuna jumps up. He cocks back. Boom! He ain't know what to do. Connor, his name's Connor, but Superboy gets hit, and then he flies back to the ground. And then that's when Sukuna was like, I expected better. And then that's when Superboy basically like grabbed him by the shirt and then like threw him on the wall. And then that's when Sukuna was like, he was getting, Superboy tried to choke him, but then that's when Sukuna grabbed his other hand. He was like, if you think you're besting me, you have another thing coming. And then that's when Sukuna kicked him in his chest, and then that's when he started, bro, when I tell you this man was over here giving him the hands, straight hands. Think of it like Ip Man, the first movie when he was fighting the general. Bro, straight fucking hands. And then that's when he was like, I wonder if I could actually do the Black Flash. And then he was like, so he did like a chain punch, right? Just like a machine gun punch, right? And then Superboy tried to hit him with the left hook. He blocked it. And then Sukuna used that momentum to bring his right elbow to Connor's face, right? So he got elbowed in the face, and then Sukuna took his left arm, right, and then charged up his curse energy, but at the last second, he charged as much as he could, right? And so at that moment, right when he was about to make contact, he did a Black Flash as he... Ooh, that uppercut on his gut, bro. He didn't know what to do. That left, just left uppercut, and he said Black Flash, and then that's when he basically like lifted bro in the air, and then that's when like he did that Black Flash punch in the air, right? And so as that happened, it left it basically left like a burn mark on Connor's suit, as Connor was still fighting. Like we already know he's weak to kryptonite, and since he's like half human, it doesn't like really affect him. Like he still gets affected by it. I feel like kryptonite hurts him more than magic, but I don't even know if curse energy can be considered as magic. But for this sake, we're gonna say it is. So Connor's like a little weakened, and then that's when Sukuna was like, I wonder if you can handle this. And he swipes his finger, and he gets dismantled, right? But it cuts his suit, and then it leaves like a gash. Like, oh yeah, we having blood in Young Justice. We don't do all that kitty stuff right here. But it's not like a oh my god, like this man just decapitated him type gash. It's like a scratch mark, and then it bleed a little, and then it started like slowly healing. And then that's when Sukuna was like, oh, so you can take it. Let's see how much. And so that's when Sukuna started running, and they both started fighting. And then Sukuna brought his hand down in like a karate chop motion, and then just used the dismantle. And then that's when Superboy got cut really, like, not too bad, but like it'd be enough to like stop somebody and just hold their injury because they hurt, right? And so that's when he like brings it down, and as soon as he brings it down, everything behind Superboy got like sliced right in half, right? And then that's when Superboy started healing, and then that's when the Sukuna was like, I won't let you. And then that's when he brings his next fist, and he was like, it seems like that Black Flash enhanced everything. I'm starting to understand my flow of cursed energy and what I need to do to keep landing these successful Black Flashes. And so basically, he did it again. He landed another Black Flash to Connor's chin, and then that's what did everything to knock him out, right? And then after he got knocked out, Sukuna was a little tired, not gonna hold you. He still like, he still gets tired, right? So after that, well, he doesn't get tired, but after he knocked Connor out, let's just say for plot convenience, he gets snuck up behind a genome and he gets hit in the head hard as shit because he was caught off guard. But in reality, we both know that would never happen, but for plot sakes, we're gonna say it happened, right? And so they all wake up as Superboy basically tells them what he is. He basically says that he's a clone created by Cadmus. If Superman dies, he'll replace Superman, but if he ever turns his face from justice, then he'll be the one to stop Superman. And so basically everything goes to canon, which Calder says that he should be wanting to make his own decisions instead of just being held up here like a lab rat. And so that's when he said make a choice, and that's when they basically grabbed their blood samples because they were planning on making clones of them. They were basically planning on making clones so they could kill the originals and basically unleash the clones on the world, right? Like nothing happened. But for Sukuna, it was different because the needles couldn't penetrate his skin for some odd reason. Plot convenience. It couldn't penetrate his skin, but like he still was getting shocked, and he's still feeling that. So he was like, he was trying to use his greatest strength to like break out the restraints. But Superboy, had a change of heart, and he freed him, and that's when everybody was like, let's go. And so that's when the doors are like being reinforced, and then he was like, how are we gonna get out of here? And Superboy just punched the shit out that door, which it flew off the hinges. And then there was another door that came that led to the elevator, and then Sukuna was like, no, allow me. And then that's when he touched the door, and he was like, cleave. And then the door basically just like, it had that like the impact frames, that just cut everything, and then that door just burst into pieces as Robin basically told them what floor they're gonna basically stop at. And then that's when Sukuna was like, that's all you needed to say. And so he jumped. Sukuna basically just like jumped up in the air and like punched his like he basically punched the wall, right? And it left a dent so he could hang on. And he just basically just kept jumping up. And so after that, we're going to skip some of this part because it really don't matter. We're just here for the fights and who y'all want Sukuna to be with, basically. That's all we here for. But so, we're going to skip the part where they get caught, the alarm rings, right? And so they run away from Cadmus, all them xenomorphs and everything. And they make it to the entrance. Well, they don't make it to the entrance yet. They make it to the quote unquote entrance, but it left them into a dead end, right? It led them to a dead end, and so that's when the scientists took the drug, right? And he became Blockbuster, and so that's when he took the drug. He became like this monstrosity, and every time I watch that scene, bro, that shit creeps me out. Like when he took that fucking medicine, right? Like his skin became basically like a fucking sheet, and then he just ripped his skin off. I was like, oh my god, bro, that shit, gives me the fucking creeps. It gave me the creepies. But anyway, as I was saying, he transforms, and that's when Superboy and him basically begin to fight, and he has a little bit more strength than Superboy, and that's when Superboy charges at him and punches him, and then that's when Blockbuster punches him back, but that force was too great as he gets punched up in the air, and then he falls to the ground, and then that's when Sukuna was like, attack. And then that's when Sukuna brought his fist and he said divergent fist. And so basically, as the fist connected, Blockbuster stumbled back a little as there was like a smoke mark where Sukuna hit him at, and then Blockbuster was shaking his head and he was like, he said, I didn't know I was getting more proficient with my curse techniques. And then that's when Blockbuster tried hitting Sukuna, but Sukuna was too fast as he dodged out the way and kicked a Xenomorph out of Robin's way that was about to like try to attack him from the back. And so after that, Superboy gets back up and tackles Blockbuster and basically jumps through the roof into the entrance as they both, crash and start fighting, right? And so Sukuna was on his way to join the fight, but then that's when Taskmaster. No, not Taskmaster. Why am I thinking of fucking Taskmaster? Sportsmaster threw an explosive javelin, which Sukuna caught, right? And it blew up. And then that's when his jacket got singed a little. And then that's when Sukuna was like, you ruined my favorite jacket. Now I might have to kill you. And then that's when Sportsmaster said, killing, huh? I don't think heroes kill. And then that's when Sukuna was like, well, that's the thing about me. I don't call myself a hero quite yet. And so they begin to, bro, when I tell you this choreography was so fire, in my opinion, bro, that shit was fire. So Sportsmaster, comes up first with the 3 quick palm strikes, fist strikes, and basically like he had his hand in a karate chop position, but he was aiming for Sukuna's throat, right? And so Sukuna blocked the first one, caught the second one, and then using his right hand, he caught his hand that was like near his throat, and he was like, you're gonna have to do better than that. And then that's when Sukuna threw his hand to the side and then raised his left leg and kicked him in the fucking stomach one good time. And the motion just seemed fluidless, like it just flowed. And then Sportsmaster was like, oh, so you have some fighting experience. Who taught you? He was like, taught me. I taught myself. He was like, I taught myself. And then that Sportsmaster was like, there's no way you taught yourself. And then that's when they, engaged. They started having an exchange with Sukuna blocking and dodging everything. And the only way that the only way Sportsmaster was keeping up was basically using gadgets that he had, and the fact that when Sukuna attacked, he countered his counter to the counter. So that's the only reason why I will say that Sportsmaster was one step ahead. But everything else, when Sportsmaster get caught, he got caught. Like when he get caught in a combo, he get caught in a combo. So after that, Sportsmaster goes with the triple, like a triple spin kick, right? So he spins 3 times and then kicks Sukuna for momentum. But Sukuna dodges this and then sweeps his leg. And then as he sweeps his leg, Sukuna lands, like he holds himself up with one hand and gears up both feet and then drop kicks Sportsmaster into the wall. And Sportsmaster, leaves like a little dent in the wall, and then he comes out with him huffing and puffing, right? And he was like, I wasn't expecting this. And then that's when he took out another retractable explosive spear, and then that's when he threw it. But this time Sukuna put his fingers up, and then he slowly sliced the air with his finger, right? And then as the spear approached, the spear split in two. because he held the dismantle. He didn't want to kill him. He was thinking about it, but he didn't want to kill him, right? And so that's when the spear split in two and it blew up each side, and then that's when Sportsmaster disappeared. As Sukuna says, "Until next time, kid." It was fun while it was a fun sparring session. He was like, "You're nothing more than just an appetizer," and then that's when Sukuna was like, "Appetizer," and then he just ignored him. And then in his head, he was like, "Next time I see him, I'll give him more than an appetizer. He won't be able to eat permanently." And then that's when Sukuna jumped. That's when Sukuna jumped through the hole that they made, and then he joined the fight with the rest of the crew. And so basically, Blockbuster was handling his own. Like, he was beating their ass for real, but at the same time, he was getting beat on too. So, it was like an equal exchange with it favoring Blockbuster a little bit more, right? And so he was basically doing this thing, and then that's when Aqualad and Robin came up with the plan to basically destroy the foundations of Cadmus, right? And so that's when Robin was like, he basically told KF Kid Flash to try to distract Blockbuster while Superboy handles the foundations. As Sukuna was like, "I'll help too," and so he jumped down in front of Wally, and then as Blockbuster swung like a wild uppercut, Sukuna dodged as he charged his energy, and then that's when he had like a brief flashback of Gojo. Surprisingly, he doesn't know who Gojo is, but for plot sakes, I'm telling y'all who he sees, but he doesn't know. So he sees Gojo, right? And then that's when he sees his moves and incorporated his fighting style along with how he activates his maximum output. As he says, as Sukuna says, he said, "New curse technique, maximum output 120." And then that's when his eyes, like, that's when Sukuna went like full on Sukuna mode. Like, that's when his eyes started popping, like his eyes under his eyes basically, or the eyes on his cheek came, and then that's when his hair spiked up, right? That's when his hair spiked up, and then that's when the curse marks on his on his body comes, and then that's when he just stands there, and then when I tell you he starts going to work on Blockbuster, bro, like he's not giving this man breathing room. Left hook, right hook, uppercut. He over here incorporated Muay Thai, fucking Taekwondo, boxing, MMA, you name it, he's doing it. And so, basically, Blockbuster getting punch drunk, bro. He cannot handle this skill that Sukuna just started going out of nowhere, and Sukuna doesn't really like using this. He goes in it, but he can't maintain it for long, and plus that's when his evil nature starts, taking over. And so that's when he started, getting a little bit more carried away a little bit. And so that's when a Blockbuster tried to, Sukuna basically, let's just say he did a Black Flash with the spinning back kick, which enhances his proficiency with cursed energy, right? It basically enhanced everything that he was doing. It brought his potential up even more, boosting him up even more. And so we're gonna say that Blockbuster got one hit in, but Sukuna blocked it. But since the greater strength was a little bit more favorable to Blockbuster, he he flew back a little, and then he tried to grab Wally, and then that's when Sukuna, as he flipped back, he basically sliced. He put his hand in the karate chop motion, and he brought his hand down and sliced it in the air, and then that's when it, like, this like invisible blade of wind just came and sliced fucking his hand off. It sliced off Blockbuster's arm clean off, as Blockbuster started screaming in pain, as, like, we're gonna say it's blue blood everywhere. It started spurting everywhere, and Blockbuster's like, "Whoa!" And then that's when Aqualad was like, "Sukuna, what did you do?" He said he was gonna grab Wally. I couldn't just let him try to choke him out, try to basically try to kill him, because he was about to, like, he grabbed Wally and, like, had him in the air, choking him out. He was like, "Y'all busy doing all these other things. I couldn't let it happen." And then Blockbuster, grovels in pain, but then he pulled himself together, and then he just let out a huge roar, and then his arm regenerated. And then that's when he was like, "Everybody, go to the entrance now." And he was like, "Sukuna, we'll talk about this." He was like, yeah, we could chat it up later, but right now we need to focus on other things that matter, and what matters is putting him down. And then that's when they all go to the entrance, and then that's when he said, now destroy the foundations and duck. And then as soon as he said duck, everybody duck. And then that's when Sukuna took his 2 fingers and sliced, like, the remaining foundations, and then everything blew up and the foundations came. And then that's when everything came down, and Blockbuster's been defeated and everybody else has been taken care of. And so after that, what happens next basically is that the Justice League comes over, and everything pretty much goes to canon, which Batman continues to say good work, and after that they go back, and then that's when Aqualad talks to Sukuna about what happened, and Sukuna basically tells him again that you don't need to tell him how to use his powers. He knows not to kill anybody. He said, and if he does, it's his decision that he should make. And then that's when Aqualad's like, "But we're heroes. We don't cross that line." And then he said the same thing. He was like, "I wouldn't call myself a hero." He was like, I'm only doing this to honor the old man. He was like, "How I do things is gonna determine how I feel. If all else calls for it, I will kill." He said, "And I don't need anybody stopping me, including you." And then that's when Sukuna walked away. And then that's when he walked away, and he wanted to talk to Kent, as Kent knew what happened today. And he was like, "You don't need to kill, man. Like, he was like, I feel like you only need to cross that line if there's truly no other way. But other than that, you don't need to do that. You don't need to give in to your evil nature." And then that's when Kent also said, "I also noticed you used your full power. I'm proud of you for not losing control." He was like, "So you have been making progress, so just look at that and making progress." He was like, "There's no reason for you to doubt yourself or give in to your evil nature." He said, "You're a good person. And even he said, you're a good person. And even though your abilities aren't, hero related, they could still be used to some good." He said, just wait and fill it out. And then that's when Sukuna was like, he was like, "You and your sentiments." He said, "You and your soapboxes, old man, but I think I understand it now." And he was like, he said, ever since, Mom, he called his grandmother he called the grandmother mom. He called Kent's wife mom, even though he called her grandmother all the time. And he sees them at grandparents, but it was just such an emotional moment. And then that's when Kent was like, he was trying to make it like light felt. He was like, so when are you going to call me dad? Or am I still going to be old fart to you? And then that's when Sukuna chuckled a little bit. He was like, for further notice, you're still going to be old fart. But since we're having a grandson, a grandfather moment, I guess I'll call you dad this time. And then he was like, oh, look at that tough exterior getting broken down by the second. And then he was like, yeah, just don't get used to it. And then after he had his conversation with Kent, Kent said that he had to go somewhere. And so with that being said, Sukuna walks back into the Mount Justice, and then he apologizes to Aqualad, but he still also says that if all else fails and they tried everything, he will resort to that last option. And so after that happens, Sukuna goes to his room and he goes to sleep as he goes to sleep, and he basically goes into like this like a mindscape of unknown memories that he never knew that he had. As he goes into his like mindscape to basically like, I'm gonna say that he's basically training Fuga. He's training this fire arrow technique that he doesn't know how he's like, like learning all these techniques that he already had, but it's just clicking to him, and that he needs to figure out. He's basically training a fire arrow to be like his main, and to create a space where he controls, basically, aka the domain expansion. And then he's trying to use, let's just say he's trying to use another ability, another curse technique, simple domain, where anything that comes in it with a certain radius, he's able to automatically dodge, or like, he's basically able to nullify any attack that comes into that domain, right? And so as he goes to sleep, he goes into this like mindscape and starts training it. And then we're gonna leave it off here as Sukuna thinks that he perfected his flaming arrow. He says it as he does the hand motions for it, and he says Fuga. And so he shoots the arrow in his mindscape, and he sees the damage that it could do. And then with the fire ablaze, he walks through the fire, and then his hand is still having a remnants of the flame, right? And so as that happens, everything fades to black, and I'm gonna leave this what if off here. I thank y'all so much for 55 subscribers too. I forgot to say that, but I really appreciate y'all, man. Like, y'all are really doing so much for me. I just want to keep going up into these what if communities, bro. And, I just want to keep pushing more content out for you, bro. Like, for y'all, for real. Because it's like, bro, like, y'all really going crazy with this, man. But I want to try to get those views back, them 500 views, them 400, 300, 600 views that we had. That was a collective effort between y'all and me, bro. Like, we did this together. So I just want to keep pushing. And I know I've been slacking and stuff because I do have a life, I do be busy. But this new year, I want to try to see if I could get to like at least 200 subscribers before my birthday, or at least 100 subscribers. Cause I really just want to do this for y'all, bro. Like, y'all, I fuck with y'all, bro. I fuck with y'all, and I love that y'all fuck with me. I love that y'all like, y'all love the content that I do. Y'all love the what ifs that I do. And it would be really cool to get paid for doing what ifs with YouTube. But like, if we're being honest, I don't do it for money. I just do it because like I have these ideas that pop in my head and nobody else has them. And so like I really just like the ideas, man. Like, I really like, expressing my ideas with these what ifs. So I appreciate y'all for all the love and support. Make sure y'all turn that subscribe, make sure y'all subscribe, turn on them bells, the bells, post notification, man. Leave a like. Be active in the community tabs. I'll be active there so y'all get all the updates of what I'm doing. So if y'all know I'm gonna post, I'm gonna post. If not, I'm not. So y'all check the community tabs. I'm about to close this tab up to see which one y'all want early, because I already got them in the chamber ready to go. So y'all just gotta finish it. Y'all just gotta let me know what y'all want to do. Virgil Tatsumi is coming back. So y'all just gonna be eating good before the new year comes up, man. So just think of this as like a Christmas present and like a late Christmas present, because I'm trying to make up for it. So y'all, like, I'll really be busy. And when the next year starts, I'm going to be busy with trade school. So I'm going to just try to push out as much content as I can before trade school starts, before I just have to start posting on a weekend, depending how my weekends are looking. But without any further ado, I really appreciate all y'all for all y'all do, all the support, all the subscribers, all the activeness y'all been doing. Jeez, why can't I just talk today? But yeah, I really appreciate all y'all. And without any further ado, this is Redux What If signing off. Peace.